Have you ever felt so tired that even the best rest didn't seem to be enough? Well, perhaps what no one told you, and what most prefer to ignore, is that this physical exhaustion can be the most powerful sign that your soul is in full transformation. While the world says it's lack of coffee or laziness, the truth is different. You may be living the beginning of your soul awakening. And no, this is not baseless mystical talk, it's energy science, it's healing, it's real evolution. We live in an era where learning to listen to one's life energy is an act of courage. Those who understand this secret learn to transform sacred fatigue into the force of rebirth. If you've ever felt that something inside you is crying out for change, but didn't know where to start, this journey is for you. Let's reveal together how ignored symptoms are actually signs of a soul mission manifesting, and how simple practices, such as the powerful 432 Hz frequency, connecting with nature and healing, and energetic purification, can change everything, in less time than you might think. Are you ready to find out what your soul is trying to tell you, while the world insists on making you deaf? So come with me, because what you're going to learn here could be the watershed moment of your spiritual journey. Physical exhaustion, often ignored or masked with coffee and appointments, can actually be a profound call to the awakening of the soul. There are times when the body screams what the spirit has been whispering for a long time: it's time to stop. It is not just any tiredness, it is the harbinger of a spiritual transformation. Who has ever felt that feeling of being exhausted even after sleeping hours and hours? Well, it can be a clear sign that your vital energy needs to be recalibrated. And that's where the real journey begins. In ancient times, the wise knew, when fatigue took hold of the body, the soul was preparing for something greater. Just as the earth rests in winter to bloom in spring, spiritual exhaustion precedes great rebirths. Those who feel this call can start by connecting to the 432 Hz frequency, the one that resonates directly with the heart and promotes a powerful energetic purification. A simple habit of listening to this frequency before bed can already do wonders in the process of inner renewal. In addition, it is important to pay attention to environments and relationships that suck your energetic sensitivity, almost like energetic vampires disguised as good intentions. If life begins to seem like an eternal cycle of giving without receiving, it is a sign that your energetic protection needs to be reinforced. By the way, who hasn't felt exhausted after certain conversations or meetings? Well, understanding this is starting to make room for nature and healing, but calm down, we're going to talk about it in a moment. Among monks, mystics, and ancient sages, much was said about so-called sacred fatigue, that kind of fatigue that comes not only from the body but from the depths of the being. Meister Eckhart, for example, said that soul weariness is the secret path to spiritual transformation. It is an invisible invitation to energetic purification, where vital energy is drained not as punishment, but as preparation. And between us, who has never felt that fatigue without explanation, as if the whole world was weighing on their backs? Sacred fatigue asks for silence, it asks for a pause, it asks us to look inside, instead of continuing to run like crazy after nothing. This is where spiritual self-care becomes crucial. A bath of natural herbs, a light meditation practice with a frequency of 432 Hz, or even an afternoon of reflection and silence in nature can open true portals of healing. Want an example? Try spending an entire Sunday without a cell phone, just connecting with the sound of birds and the breeze hitting your face. You will feel the spiritual reconnection blossoming. Sacred weariness, contrary to what modern society teaches, is not weakness, it is a sign of heightened sensitivity, of a soul mission manifesting itself. When this exhaustion hits, it's not time to resist, it is time to welcome. Those who understand this begin to see the awakening of the soul even in the small gestures of everyday life. And you know what? This keen perception is just the tip of the iceberg of our energetic sensitivity. Energetic sensitivity is a true gift, even if sometimes it seems more like a curse in disguise. Whoever carries this spiritual antenna captures everything, joys, pains, even thoughts loose in the air. And look, it's not always easy. In times of collective transformation, these people absorb so much emotional burden that they feel the weight of the world on their skin, or rather, in their spirits. This hypersensitivity is part of the soul's mission, and needs to be taken care of with practices such as energetic cleansing and energetic protection. A practical example: carrying a small clear quartz crystal in your pocket or using essential oils like lavender and rosemary can do wonders for those who live feeling the environment before someone even opens their mouth. In addition, maintaining daily contact with nature and healing, whether walking barefoot on the grass or sunbathing consciously, is like recharging one's life energy. Another golden tip: create small self-care rituals, such as listening to music at the frequency 432 Hz before bed, to protect your vibrational field. Being sensitive like this is not just a privilege, it is a responsibility. These beings act as invisible guardians of the spiritual community, helping to elevate the collective energy without even realizing it. But of course, this task requires a lot of awareness and practice of spiritual self-care. After all, no one can donate light when the lamp itself is going out, right? And speaking of inner lamps, it's time to understand how deep exhaustion also connects with catharsis and energetic purification of the soul. When exhaustion hits hard, almost dragging the body and mind down, you can be sure the soul is cleaning the house. The catharsis of the soul is this deep process, where old blockages, the ones we didn't even know we carried, come to the surface to be released. It is like an energetic cleansing, where the emotional dust accumulated for years finally finds the light. And of course, on this path, energetic purification becomes not only necessary, but inevitable. Practical examples of this: feeling a sudden urge to cry for no reason, dreaming about people or situations from the past, or even unexpected mood swings are clear signs that vital energy is reorganizing. At this stage, energy cleansing practices are essential: baths with coarse salt and herbs, Reiki sessions, meditation with crystals, or even conscious breathing practices to the sound of the 432 Hz frequency. They are practical and effective ways to accelerate the process of inner renewal. This energetic purification makes room for a new vibration to take over the being, lighter, more connected, more faithful to the soul's mission. But while the soul cleans up, it is normal to feel vulnerable, as if it were skinless in the world. And then, protecting this newly cleaned energy becomes essential. After all, it's no use cleaning the house and leaving the door open for anyone, right? After so much energetic cleansing, it is necessary to close the doors tightly, and here comes the importance of energetic protection. The so-called energy vampires are out there, often without even knowing that they are energy suckers. They appear as that friend who only complains, the coworker who keeps carrying negativity, or even certain environments that leave you feeling drained for no reason. Protecting yourself is an act of self-love and spiritual self-care. There are simple practices to create energy barriers in everyday life. Visualizing a golden sphere around the body before leaving the house, using crystals such as black tourmaline or hematite, and even praying prayers for energy protection are effective techniques. In addition, keeping the vibration high by listening to music at the frequency 432 Hz, taking care of food and strengthening vital energy with meditation is like building an invisible shield. Those who feel strong energy sensitivity need this shield daily. And you see, protecting your energy isn't about isolating yourself from the world, it's about choosing wisely where and with whom to spend your inner resources. An encounter in the right spiritual community can nourish more than a whole month of forced coexistence in toxic environments. And, speaking of conscious choices, sometimes exhaustion itself comes as a compass, pointing out that the path needs adjustments. When exhaustion arrives, dragging everything we know, it does not come to destroy, it comes to guide. The feeling of not being able to move forward, even with willpower, is like the soul's GPS recalculating the route. This deep exhaustion is the ultimate invitation to reevaluate decisions, environments, and even relationships that no longer resonate with your soul mission. There is no point in fighting against it. It is like trying to row against a tide that calls for spiritual transformation. A simple exercise to use exhaustion as a guiding tool is to keep an energy journal. Write down daily what gives you energy and what sucks you in. In a week, patterns begin to appear, and that, my friend, is pure gold for those who seek inner renewal. Another powerful practice is to listen to music at the frequency 432 Hz during moments of reflection, helping to tune your vital energy with your real essence. What seems to be only sacred fatigue often hides the seed of a new life. Following this call is like accepting an invitation from one's own soul to its real path. Ignoring it only prolongs suffering, while accepting it brings energetic purification and spiritual reconnection. And sometimes the clearest answer about the next step comes not from big thoughts, but from the simplicity of what makes the heart smile. In fact, it is in the simplicity of nature and healing that many find the strength to rebuild. The cure is often not in words or in the most elaborate therapies, it is in the wind that dances in the trees, in the smell of wet earth, in the silent embrace of a sunny morning. Nature and healing have gone hand in hand for millennia, and today, more than ever, they are free and powerful remedies for the exhausted soul. A barefoot walk through the grass, a meditation by a river, or even an afternoon of reflection and silence in the park can restore life energy in ways that modern medicine still can't explain. Want an easy-to-apply ritual? Set aside 20 minutes a day to disconnect from the artificial world and reconnect with nature. Sit under a tree, close your eyes and just breathe, listening to nature sounds or soft music on the 432 Hz frequency. This small act of spiritual self-care is like watering your soul's plant, strengthening its roots and making room for spiritual transformation to flourish. And believe me, those who make it a habit feel the difference not only in the body, but in the clarity of the mind and the brightness of the eyes. Silence, that forgotten master, is where we hear the true voice of our soul. In the rush of everyday life, he is practically a rare miracle. But by diving into this void full of wisdom, energetic purification happens naturally, almost effortlessly. And when the soul is lighter, the body responds, the mind quiets down, and the spiritual community that vibrates at the same frequency begins to approach naturally. Sound has a power that goes far beyond what our ears capture. It directly stirs our vital energy. The 432 Hz frequency, for example, is known to align the body, mind, and spirit in an almost magical way. By listening to music in this vibration, the body relaxes, the heart calms down, and the soul opens up to spiritual transformation. You can create playlists with the sounds of natural instruments like harps, native flutes, and Tibetan bells, small daily doses of healing through sound. But it doesn't stop there. What you put on your plate also speaks to your soul. Fresh, raw food, without chemical additives, carries a vital energy that feeds much more than the physical body. Want examples? Fruits such as mango and pineapple, seeds such as chia and flaxseed, and even drinks such as artisanal kombucha are powerful allies in energy purification. Including these foods in the routine is a concrete gesture of spiritual self-care, and the effect is more visible than you might think. Integrating sound and healing through mindful eating is like doing a daily vibrational reprogramming. Small gestures, big results. And look how curious, when the body begins to vibrate higher, it naturally attracts more situations, people, and opportunities aligned with the soul's mission. And that's where the importance of spiritual community gains even more strength, because growing together enhances everything. No one wakes up alone. As much as the inner journey is personal, it is in the spiritual community that we find the echo of our discoveries and the strength to continue. Being among people who vibrate at the same frequency, who understand energetic sensitivity, respect the importance of energetic protection, and value spiritual transformation, makes all the difference. It is as if one turned on the other's light, and together they illuminated the path even more. Want a practical example? Participating in meditation circles, sound healing meetings with a frequency of 432 Hz or spiritual study groups can be the anchor that keeps your vital energy high even on difficult days. Exchanging experiences about sacred tiredness, energetic purification, and soul awakening helps you realize that we are not crazy, we are awake. And, honestly, this is a huge relief for those who have ever felt like a fish out of water in this busy world. The spiritual community is not only a place of welcome, it is also a living laboratory for the evolution of the soul. By sharing challenges and victories, the soul's mission is strengthened and spiritual self-care becomes lighter. After all, sharing the weight of the walk makes the road feel less long. And when this road is well trodden, true inner renewal begins to manifest itself in surprising ways. When everything seems to have been dismantled, when sacred fatigue leaves us on the ground looking at the sky without understanding anything, that's where the magic happens. True spiritual transformation doesn't come with flashing lights or epic music in the background, it comes sneakily, in the small changes of look, in the new habits that spring up quietly. It is the moment when the vital energy circulates smoothly again, and the soul finally breathes a sigh of relief after the storm. A clear sign that transformation has arrived is the emergence of a strange peace, different from any physical rest. Old worries lose weight, and new desires, more aligned with the soul mission, begin to flourish. An invitation to tread new paths arises, whether by moving to another city, starting a daily practice of reflection and silence, or, who knows, starting a project that has always seemed distant. The secret? Maintain connection with practices such as listening to 432 Hz frequency and nourishing yourself from nature and healing. This inner renewal also brings a special clarity, that everything, absolutely everything, including exhaustion, was part of a larger plan of energetic purification. The new cycle, lighter and more vibrant, asks for only one thing: continuity in spiritual self-care and in the conscious construction of environments that sustain this new vibration. And look, after going through all this, it is impossible to ignore the beauty and depth of what is yet to come. Now that you've discovered that your physical exhaustion can be the ticket to a profound spiritual transformation, I ask you, will you continue to ignore your own body's signals, or will you finally accept the call of your soul mission? How long will you let your vital energy be drained by the same patterns, by the same people, by the same places that no longer serve you? Life is giving you a rare opportunity to cleanse, to heal, to be reborn. Are you going to waste it, or are you going to get up to become the best version of yourself? Start today to apply the teachings we share here, reconnect with nature and heal, protect your energy sensitivity, listen to music at the frequency 432 Hz, take care of your spiritual self-care. Transformation is not an event, it is a daily choice. If this content has touched your heart and you want to continue this journey of awakening and expansion, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications. That way, you don't miss any teachings that can change your life from the inside out.